that was a bit harder than I expected, but you're right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's hard to headbutt without actually headbutting.
Yeah.
Right, I had a question from one of our viewers about headbutting and using the head. It's not usually one of my favourite things to do. I've got to be honest with you. Using my head, bang, is something that, I like to think I use my brain for better things than actually headbutting people, really. But it's a question, it's a valid question, it's a good point. And the point is, really sort of takes me on to the next question, is when should you headbutt, and if so, how should you headbutt? Well, generally, headbutting is something that you would use within a very extreme close quarter. And you generally, and the easiest way of explaining it is you don't actually hit with the head, you drive with the head. This is the reason why I wanted to show you this, is what you do essentially is you use the top of the head here, and you drive, okay? And if you pan down and look at my legs, what you do is you bend your knees. So when you bend your knees, okay, you drive with your head into the person. So it's a little bit like when you're grappling. Some of you out there that follow our channel grapple, okay? It's a similar sort of thing. What you're doing is you're going bang, you okay? Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, you're using the top of your head, kicking it down, and you're butting, okay, I'm going into Nick's neck. Okay, and I would always suggest you go into soft targets anyway. I mean, the general concept is to hit soft targets, hard weapons top of my head, bang. But and this is the point I'm trying to get, I'm not priming my head back and trying to throw my head forward, because if I prime my head back and try to throw my head forward, what I'm doing is I'm exposing the own bridge of my nose. So the bridge of the nose, when he tries to headbutt me, if I drop my head, he's going to crack it straight on the top. I don't know if you can see that in the camera because I can't see what you can see. But generally, if I drop my head and he headbutts and I go under him, and Nick's a little bit taller than me, believe it or not, for once. I usually get people complaining, oh, your Yuki's always smaller than you, you're a bully. Well, okay, I've got Nick, Nick's a little bit bigger, okay? So the point is, when he does headbutt and I've got my head down, essentially I'm butting up to counter his headbutt. Now, this isn't really a video on headbutting because there's not much you can say. The key thing is, when do you headbutt? Well, or how do you use your head? So there's 2 points there. So we're going to come back to those 2 points. The first one is, when do you headbutt? Well, the best time to headbutt is really essentially when you're inside the joint system. So when you've got the arms grappled and tied up, then you can use your head. That's the best time to headbutt, when you're in this situation here. And as I said before, top of the head, drive with the legs. Another time to headbutt is generally when you're in elbowing range. So if he throws that haymaker, bang, bang, if I'm in an elbowing range here, then I can headbutt too. Because the thing is, when people are swinging wild punches, okay, you want to be inside the arc. So swing wild punches from one, no, come on, Nick, swing. Doesn't really matter, don't worry about this. If you hit me, it's a fight, isn't it, at the end of the day? Now, he's pulling around a bit, maybe not so convincingly, but it's convincing enough anyway for me to make the point that from here, the best thing to do is to use my head. But this is where we start looking at head control. Head control isn't necessarily the fact that I go bang and I headbutt him. It's where I take the top of my head and I use it as a point of purchase. So very similar to what you do when you're grappling, where you use your head to staple and pin the person. And then from this position, you can use it as a third arm. So it's the same concept as if I was on the ground and I was grappling on the ground. I use my head to stabilize and pin the person and freeze my hands. Now, this is an enclosed, confined area. It works extremely well because your back's against the wall. Obviously, if we're in a big open space, for me to use my head in the same way to pin him isn't going to work. That's quite clear. But what it would do is it would give me an opportunity to drive him with my head, to elbow him, to come and get my hands free. 1, 2, you didn't like that to the groin, did you?
That's scary.
Yeah. He sort of went like, whoa! You don't need them anymore though, do you?
No, I've had my kids.
You sure?
I'm okay.
Yeah, he's alright, he doesn't need them anymore. Okay, let's do a GoFundMe. Get rid of them. Yeah, no more kids. But right, bang. So whenever he doesn't want, he said, right, let's change the subject. when I'm in this situation, if I can elbow, I can certainly be using my head, and that's the point. So use your head as a final, as a fifth weapon, so to speak. You know, think of it as a fifth weapon, but I wouldn't necessarily make it my go-to. So in other words, it wouldn't be my first port of call on here, bang, and I headbutt the guy, because I shouldn't be that close anyway. I mean, this is a self-defense scenario. The last thing I want to do is be standing there this close to the person, because if he starts throwing punches, I'm not likely to see it. If he draws a weapon, I'm not likely to see it. So what I need is some distance and space. So headbutts, and answering the comment that we had, are usually, or the question that we had in the comment section, is usually about tying up the arms and using it as a secondary weapon, either to butt, okay, to drive, in other words, or to pin. But either way, what you're doing is you're using your head to gauge stabilizer, and it will work particularly really well in these types of situations where he's in a confined space, he can't move back. I can drive in and grapple with him essentially, and then use this as a scenario to be punching him, to be hitting him, to be kneeing him, okay, just trying to tie his hands up, these 2-on-1 type ideas. But generally, elbows and headbutts work together. So just to finish off, if you can elbow the guy, you can headbutt him, and vice versa. If you can headbutt him, you can elbow him. So if you're this close in your fight, boom, bang, then you can use headbutts in combination with elbows. So little things while we're thinking about it quickly. I go to elbow, you block that elbow. Just block, just get your hands up, just defend yourself. 1, 2, whoa, I can elbow, I can elbow, I can elbow, but I can also combine it with my head as well. So if you're partial to headbutting, always remember that elbows work really well, bang, with headbutting. Really well. I should have maybe started the video on that. Maybe I should do another video on elbow headbutt combinations, but either way, what you're looking at is putting the two together. Okay, thanks for watching. If there are any questions, feel free to leave them. But this is a direct question to a comment we had on our channel. Someone asked me. I thought I'd address it. Best time to use it in closing is when the arms are trapped. Use your head. Think about the right part of the head to use, which will always be here, the top of the skull. Drive with the legs. Try to shunt into the person. And as a rule, if you can elbow them, you can headbutt them, and vice versa. Thanks for watching.